fanciest but also most expensive way to do it, but also offers you the most control, is with a motion control system, which is basically a robot arm with a camera at the end of it, and so you can program the movement and you can replicate it endlessly, and it's always going to be the same.
Preset XYZ, yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, but it takes a long time to program and to get everything right. So I think to keep it on a budget and manageable, honestly, and to do it quickly, I think some sort of gimbal.
Okay. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah. But you need, and also depending on the movement too, it could also be done with a slider, like a dolly.
Sure. Okay.
You know that if you're just gonna go from left to right, or although if you're doing green screen, simulating slide, you might want more freedom. Then yeah, you probably want something that feels more like gliding through the air. So yeah, the gimbal makes more sense. Okay. Yeah, okay, so you mentioned that you have a deadline that you're trying to reach. When is that?
So it is essentially it's really the 15th, 14th, but
I'm sorry, November?
No. Of August. Yeah. So yeah, I'd like to get it, to it, having a goal, the week before that. I think I can, I've built some software stuff where can have it, should be pretty plug and play in terms of the posts, but really this is kind of what I was hoping for, was like, maybe if you have availability the 20th to the 25th, if we could get maybe even one of the 2 days in by that Friday, just so the VFX side can start to roll, that would be awesome. That would be like awesome.
What I could do is put together a quote for you.
Yeah.
That includes my day rate, camera package, something with a gimbal, and already I have a DJI wrote in that is basically a camera with a built-in gimbal, so that speeds things up significantly more than putting a regular camera on a gimbal. Yeah. I need to get you more information, for sure. Yeah, the main thing would be the storyboard, and then based on that, we can determine how much we can film in one day.
Okay.
Because it's setting it up, we gotta do the lighting, we gotta do its wardrobe, its props, its the rigging, its safety, it's a lot of things that slow down the process.
Yeah.
So I also want to be realistic about if we need to have the schedule enough to take care of all those logistics. Yeah. If we happen to get ahead of schedule fast.
So as I'm gonna get this together, what are, just like high level, is cloudy easier? Is that why all the MCU movies are all gray?
It helps. It certainly helps. I would say probably like a cloudy day or a bright sky, like a bright sunny day. Those two would be the easiest. That being said, we can do nighttime as well. It will just take time to change the setting. So the other thing, before we even really start coming down with lighting plans, it would be, we would need to scout the studio, figure out how much space we actually have for the rigging, for the camera movement that we need, but also for the lighting that requires. And even if Sneaky Big was providing the lighting, we might still need to do some rigging overhead, you know.
Okay.
And you know, to be fair, commercials do this stuff all the time, particularly low budget commercials where they're like, we'll figure out the background later, but then you get into the issue of like the background doesn't match the light, you know.
Interesting.
The best results come when you know what the scene is, what the background is going to be, and so you light to it. You light what the environment would be like there, and that is what allows for the most seamless compositing.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, I don't have those like details of like, you know, fully, but I can definitely whip that up. Probably not going to be able to do it by tonight, but I'll maybe just like hopefully by end of the weekend, and get those to you. But what I want to hand you is it should be super detailed so we can hit the ground running on Monday.
And yeah, I'll put together the quote, and I think for the sake of efficiency, I'll include 2 assistants on the quote. One person being the gaffer, that is who helps me execute the lighting plan. And then another one would be the swing, which is someone that can swing back and forth between departments like camera, grip, and lighting. That way we can move quickly with any lighting adjustments.
Cool. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, appreciate that.
And 2 days, you said, right?
Yeah, 2 days. If we could get, you know, if we have to break it up, if we get it by the end, you know, next Friday, if we could get day 1 in, I mean that would help the workflow just get down. And you know, I'm hoping like I'm gonna try to contain like expectations of, and you tell me if it's like, oh dude, like this is too much. I want to have it 1 day as the goal, really, but then you know we're budgeting for 2 days to get any of like that catch up, just to be on the total safe side. If the quality dip, you know, it is what it is. It's a proof of concept, but just so we're planning in a diligent way, and have that extra time on day 2 and come back, even if it's, you know, not just the next day. In terms of like other people, you know, I can definitely, you know, I got buddies, again, probably not the most technical, but you know, if you just kind of are direct quarterbacking it, you know, they'll pick up quick. They're smart guys and gals. So I can, you know, anything like that, you know, I can figure that out. I can even get, if we're planning for next Friday as day 1, then, you know, I could get a head count of how many people I could get there. And you're probably, you know, hopefully I'll have enough to where you're like, dude, we don't need that much.
Yeah, I mean, extra hands, production assistants would be great for sure. That will come in handy.